Hey, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening from wherever you are in the world. I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. It is greatly appreciated. I thank you very much, literally from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me when I see people actually are willing to sit and watch my videos. I haven't looked at the numbers of how many people actually come to them, but I do know that I get a couple views per each video. I'd love to see that become more. I've got some videos that have a whole lot more into the thousands of views. Depends on what the topic is and what I'm doing. But I want to thank you for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to bring up two things that I have seen transpire here of late. And so what these issues are is, number one, it's an issue that I'm seeing coming up in some cases a little more frequently, especially here in Portland, as the push of the alternative lifestyle people onto society. This minority of people pushing and forcing changes into our society so that they're more comfortable, feel safer, and can have their safe space, if we would. And so in this case, it has to do with gender neutral bathrooms. I did one video here recently on an issue that came about because of a gender neutral bathroom. There's stories out there that the city of Portland is changing bathroom stalls in our public areas, eliminating male restrooms, eliminating female restrooms, adding gender neutral restrooms. I saw that with the case of MESD's bathroom, and where the restrooms are removing urinals so that they're gender neutral. There's only going to be a throne to sit on. And, you know, that in itself is troubling because as a man, I typically do not use public restrooms other than the urinal. And my purpose on that is because usually the sit-down thrones are absolutely disgusting, because you get guys who walk in and they pee, and let's just say the stream isn't straight. It sprays all over the place, and it splatters. It gets all over the seats, and it's just quite disgusting. And as somebody who's slightly OCD, some might say I'm kind of severely OCD when it comes to certain things, it's absolutely disgusting. So I'll do everything I can to not ever have to use a public restroom for, well, should we say, my sit-down duties. And so we got this change going about. And one of those was brought up by my daughter in her high school, is the Pride Club, as they're called, within the school, that has a special ed teacher, part of it. And then it lists, I'm assuming, students' last names and their pronoun preferences. And you know, that whole pronoun stuff just has me going insane, because they is plural for more than one person, not they because they want to say there's something other than what they are. And that just has me going crazy. So what they're trying to do, I guess, is there's not too many, or there's like one transgender or gender neutral bathroom within the high school. And it kind of sounds like, from what I've read through this list, that the students have to go to the office, has to explain to the teacher that they're, or the office person, that they're trans, and then they get a key, and then they can go use a separate bathroom. And so they list some issues that, because we're not helping to feed what I would call their mental illness and help them to feel safer about themselves, they're listing certain things that happen to trans students. And so it states this: people do not understand what they're trying to have as a bathroom, a single stall that any person can use. And then it states, report of the U.S. Transgender Survey. 12% out as trans in school career. The grammar is awful in this, so I'm just reading it directly, so don't criticize me on the grammar I'm using. 77% has had one or more negative experiences in school. 54% were verbally harassed. 24% physically attacked. I guess it's 24% of that 54% since they're put on the same line. Then it says 17% had to leave school. 24% in college were harassed. Effects of negative experience, attempted suicide, homelessness, etc. There's evidence out there when you search for it, and you can find it, that supporting transgender issues has not dropped the suicide rates. In fact, suicide rates before to change from man to a girl or girl to a man, which by the way can't ever be done because when you're born a male or you're born a female with that small group of people we call hermaphrodites, and I know they've got a new term for it, and hermaphrodite is no longer the in word to say for these type of people, but I can't remember what they are. I don't remember the name. Just bear with me, and I'm sorry if I'm offending you for using the term hermaphrodite. But anyway, that small percent, you're either born male or you're born female. You're not born a female in a man's body. That's a mental thing. That's something up here that says, I'm not a man, I'm a woman, but I'm stuck in a man's body. So therefore, I need to change my outward appearance so that I fit my inward self. And I think that's troubling in of itself. I'm very disappointed that our mental health community has decided that this is not a mental disorder and we're not going to treat it. But what we do see is that when they were treating trans people or homosexuals, the suicide rate was still like 50%. Now that we're treating trans and allowing it to take place, the suicide rate is still right around 50%. It hasn't changed. So we're affecting society as a whole by making changes to our restrooms to fit the small minority of a population, which even if we aid them into helping them feel comfortable, better, whatever you want to say, it ends up ultimately having no effect on the ultimate outcome. And so here we go back to this article report that my daughter gave me from the high school and what they're wanting. And it literally states this. They want unisex bathroom in every school, every building in school. The campus my daughter goes to, David Douglas High School, has multiple buildings. So, I could agree with that. If it helps these trans people feel a little bit better about themselves, let's give them a bathroom. I mean, really? I don't think it's that big of a deal. Let's give them a bathroom into which they can use, under which they don't have to go get a key, under which they don't have to go declare to some adult that they're a trans, and therefore let me have the key so I can go use the bathroom and do my bathroomly duties that I'm sure all students have in the day that they're in school. I don't have a problem with giving them access to that. Will be private. I don't have a problem with that. Will not be accessible by key and accessible by staff by telling the staff you are trans, which means you are outed and also takes too much time to do. I can agree with that. I can accept that one. Okay, so my problem with this next one has to do with this mindset that is starting to show up in our country that men can have periods. And so what they're wanting is they want to put garbage bags into men's bathrooms for trans men to dispose of menstrual products. No! Men don't menstruate. Keep those trash cans out of my stall. I don't want their bloody supplies stuck in a bin next to me. And yeah, I know how they are because I cleaned many restrooms when I was a firefighter, cleaned the ones that we had at the department. And no, I don't want to have that stuff sitting next to me. That's fine if you're a woman, have them over there. Keep them out of the men's restroom. And if you're a trans man and you're menstruating, which by the way, you're a woman, not a man. So if you're a woman who thinks you're a man and you're having your menstrual period, for Pete's sakes, use the gender neutral bathroom or go use a women's restroom where you belong. They want to change the label also from feminine products to menstrual products. Yeah, that's how it's referred to, and you can use it that way. But what's the big issue? Well, the issue here is they're trying one more time to blur the lines of men and women, male and female. They want male, female, and whatever else you want to call yourself. And it just doesn't work that way. Biology doesn't work that way. Genetics don't work that way. You're either male or you're female. You're either born with a Y chromosome or an X chromosome. You can't have it both ways. And you can take all the drugs in the world and you can do everything you want to, including having sex change operations, but still the underlying issue is you're a woman or you're a man. You can't have it both ways. And so, no, keep those out of the men's bathrooms. Men don't want those in there, and so keep them out. They don't need to be there. Those are my issues. And so that's one. The second issue is a story, and I will locate it, and I'll put it in a link below. It's a story of a woman in California. I can't remember if it's San Francisco or Los Angeles, one of the bigger cities in California, where she was attacked by a homeless man. And apparently this homeless man is a schizophrenic. So automatically his brain's not thinking right and not functioning right. But he took a bucket of his diarrhea and poured it on her head. Absolutely disgusting. I am so OCD, it made me just absolutely sick to my stomach when I watched the story and when I read the report. It's just sick. And so part of our homeless issue is these are people with mental disorders. And it drives me nuts to see that our country spends millions upon millions of dollars every single year for housing, food, clothing, for illegal aliens. Then throw in health care for these illegal aliens. Why are we spending so much taxpayer dollars on people that aren't even citizens of this country, and we're not even taking care of our own citizens? Let's use the money we're spending on those people, and let's reopen mental facilities where these people can actually go and get help. Instead of living on the street, pouring human waste on top of somebody's head. And, this gal's got a long road to go down, because it rolled down her face into her eyes. She said she tried to keep it out of her mouth. Who's to say it didn't get in there? But disease from poo is great. And it can be transmitted into the human body through the soft tissues of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. She's in for it now. She's got to go through lots of blood testing regularly to make sure she's not coming down with some sort of infectious disease. Imagine if she's married. I don't know if she is or not. But her husband is going to wonder every time they get intimate whether or not he's going to get something that she has that just hasn't incubated long enough to turn into the active virus. I feel so sorry for her. It's unbelievable. And yet at the same time, we're not taking care of these homeless. Apparently the governor of California has passed a law that it's no longer illegal to use wherever you want as your public restroom. You won't be arrested for pooing or peeing on the street anymore. There's stories of shop owners that are getting fined by the city for not going out and scraping the human waste off the sidewalk in front of their business every single day. I mean, it's sick. It's just sick. I don't have a solution to the homeless, but I do have one solution, and that's let's stop the illegal aliens from entering our country. Let's send the ones home that are currently here, and maybe send them through a process that would reallocate them into the U.S. at a faster rate. Let them re-enter legally and start through the process to becoming a U.S. citizen. But yeah, they need to go home first. Let's kick them out, get them home. And let's start using the money that we're spending on those people and applying it to the U.S. citizens that are here in our country currently. Whether they're homeless because of drugs, or they're homeless because of mental disorder, whether they're homeless because they're a vet, can't find work, because they're also suffering from mental disorders and they can't get treated at the VA, let's use the money to start helping out our own U.S. citizens. I don't know. I don't know how we go about it. I do know we could use the money to reopen hospitals for mental health treatments for these people on the street. We could open hospitals under which they could go in and get treatment for their drug addiction. Although I do know quite a few of them because I've talked with several of them. They've got no desire to change their lifestyle. They want to stay on the street and they want to continue doing their drugs. That's on them. But for those that we can save, let's make efforts to trying and saving them and getting these mental illness people off the street and into some sort of treatment under which they won't have to receive a bill for. I mean, we're spending money on illegal aliens right and left, so let's use it to fund our citizens so that when people are walking down the street, they're not stepping on human excrement. They're not getting it poured upon their heads and getting attacked by people because of mental illness. So those are my thoughts for the day. Again, I'll try and locate the article if you want to see it, and I'll put it in the link below in the description. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for putting up for my comments. I hope you're having a great day. Take care. God bless. And if you like my content, again, I ask, please hit like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much and have an excellent day.